Anxiety feels like being trapped in your own skin. Like you can't sleep, you can't relax, and you want to jump out of your own skin, but you're just trapped in there. I made a video on Monday because I was freaking out about some things, and I guess in a way I still am, but I took some action. That was Monday. And there was a few things I couldn't remember, or there was one thing in particular I couldn't remember that I wanted to suggest whenever you're in times of stress and anxiety and everything. But I remembered because I did it. And I was like, oh yeah, this is the other one I was gonna say. But there's also a few others I'm gonna add. But just to kind of review, I mean, a few of the other ones I said was like meditation, binaural beats, and stuff like that. But the one I couldn't remember was taking action, and it's kind of the most important one, most effective one, I think. Because sometimes we start stacking, and we start stacking problem on top of problem. You know, like you say, oh my gosh, like I have, my boss called me, and this doesn't have anything to do with me, but I've done this before in the past. Like my boss messaged me, oh my gosh, did I do something wrong? Oh my gosh, they're probably mad at me. I'm gonna get fired. I'm not gonna have any money. I'm not gonna pay rent. I'm gonna lose my house. Then I'm gonna not be able to do things with my friends. I'm gonna lose my friends. And then I'm probably gonna get really sick and die. So we stack and stack and stack on top of things. And the way to kind of stop that, or to stop, making our problems so big and, turning things into a catastrophe and making them way bigger than they are, is to take action. To take action towards, it doesn't even matter what the first action is. Like, you don't even need to start with what's going to make the biggest difference, although that's one tactic that's good. In my experience, I take one small step that doesn't scare me. I take one small step towards overcoming that challenge or going towards a goal. And what anxiety really is, it stems from inadequacy, insecurity, fear of failure, fear the worst will happen, of the future. So if you can take a small step in a positive direction, then you have that sense of achievement. I like to start with the one that's the least scary, the one I'm the most comfortable with. Sometimes that's just getting on Google and Googling, just trying to find some kind of information on how to solve the problem and just understanding it better, because that brings me to my second way of helping alleviate anxiety, besides making small goals or small steps and feeling that sense of achievement, and then you're working towards something. So you're starting to chisel away at the problem. The other one is, I love John Lennon's quote, and I've mentioned this quote before because it just really resonates. It makes so much sense to me in so many different ways. But people hate what they don't understand. Things seem scary. We resist things. We don't accept things. We fear things that we don't understand or that we've never experienced. So if you can learn about the topic, talk to someone who's overcome this situation before, find people who have overcome it before, but just learning a little bit more about it, listening to an audiobook, getting on YouTube, finding a video about it. When you can start to have a better understanding of it, then it takes away fear's power, because we don't fear things we understand as much as we fear things that we don't. And just knowing that someone's overcome what you're going through before, like the last video I made, I said I searched in my own previous experiences for times I've overcome before, and that helps me believe in myself and have faith. And you have to believe in yourself to have hope and to actually make goals because you believe you can achieve them. but also finding other people that have succeeded and, you know, been where you are and now they're where you want to go. That's also helpful. But just learning or just learning anything, any kind of growth makes you feel less anxiety when you're learning and growing and improving yourself in some way. Lastly is helping someone. When we feel helpless, when we feel overwhelmed, when we feel inadequate, helping someone else makes us feel adequate and needed and have purpose, and that helps with anxiety. Doing something we're good at. If you feel like you're failing in one area or one thing just seems really scary, or like you're potentially something really bad, the worst is going to happen. Again, anxiety stems from feelings of inadequacy and fear of the future. Doing something that you know you're good at, and again, going back to that small sense of accomplishment, you know, that baby step, doing something good to help yourself be better, or feeling confident, or feeling adequate will help, you know, relax that anxiety, because you say, okay, I know that I'm good at things. I know I can do hard things. You know, I may not feel good enough in this one area yet, but I know I can learn things, and it's all part of that growth mindset of knowing that your skill set, perspectives, and emotions are malleable. They can be improved. They can be changed in pain, anxiety, and challenging circumstances don't have to be permanent. They can be temporary a lot of the time. And the circumstances that are permanent, that are not ideal, how we feel about them can be temporary. How they impact our life, how negatively or positively, is malleable and can be adjusted. So anyways, I ended up I did my group video in my Greater Inner Circle group on Monday right after I made the video on my public page. I put together lesson plans in that group every week. The videos are about 50 minutes, but I really study and learn. So I studied and learned, and then created the content, the video in my private membership group that I felt was good. I got some good feedback on it. And that helped some people. And it was an action I took to help me grow, doing something that I was good at and moving in a positive direction. So all around, Monday after I woke up with just a ball, like a stress ball, those things got me, I ended up having a really good day. I ended up in a really good mood. So, and it reminded me of like, oh yeah, that was the thing I was going to talk about that I forgot, is taking, you know, growing, learning, and taking action steps and helping other people. That's what I was going to do. And it worked for me that day. So I wanted to share that. Sending you love and healing and happiness, and everything really will be okay. Much love. Bye.